This morning, Denver police are asking for the public's help finding a missing adult. 67-year-old Noriva Kirthers Varney was last seen yesterday near the intersection of Ventura and East 53rd Avenue. That's in the Green Valley Ranch neighborhood. She is diagnosed with dementia and uses a cane to walk. She is 5'4", has gray hair and brown eyes. Anyone with any information is asked to call Denver police at 720-913-2000.
The Jeffco Sheriff's Office is looking for 78-year-old Nancy Working. She was last seen at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon at her home near 32nd and Youngfield Street. Authorities say that she took off from the area in a blue Hyundai Ioniq with a license plate of DIB 451. She has also been diagnosed with dementia. If you spot her, you're asked to call 911.
Right now, dozens of people are displaced this morning after a fire at the Fort Collins rescue mission over the weekend, and the damage is extensive. Everyone, thankfully, made it out safely, but now more than 80 men need to find somewhere else to sleep. The rescue mission says the fire started in the kitchen and led to the shelter becoming uninhabitable, and the overflow building doesn't have enough room for the dozens of people who need help.
We're setting up some contingency plans in case we get more than 70 right now, but yeah, we can't predict if we'll be overflowing or if we'll be under 70. We'll just have to see.
The rescue mission doesn't know how long it will be before the building can be repaired. They are looking at what they can do before they open up a new spot at the end of next year.
Well, CBI is working to identify more than 20 people whose bodies were improperly stored in a mortuary in Pueblo. It's privately owned by County Coroner Brian Cotter. State inspectors discovered the bodies in a secret room at Davis Mortuary last week. CBI still does not know how many bodies, only that there were more than 20. It says all of them were respectfully removed over the weekend. The agency is working to identify them using dental records, fingerprints, and DNA samples. It'll set up a victim assistance line for people who believe their loved ones could be involved. CBI says it's already received over 800 calls. The agency has not arrested Brian Cotter or his brother Chris, who runs Davis Mortuary with him. CBI says it knows where they are and has no reason to believe that either is a flight risk. Governor Jared Polis is among a group of elected officials calling on Brian Cotter to resign, but since it's an elected position, they have no authority. It'll take a recall election for that to happen.
Students at CU Boulder will be allowed back into Northern Library today. The building was closed after a swatting incident came in Monday afternoon about a shooting inside the library, despite no reports of anyone injured or any suspects. CU Boulder sent out a campus-wide shelter-in-place alert just before 5 p.m. Monday with a note less than an hour later saying campus police were investigating the incident as potential swatting. Hours later, the university confirmed this was a hoax. Patrick Dawson is a CU junior. He was leaving class when he heard the sirens, got word about a potential shooting. He says this whole situation is frustrating.
Obviously, I would rather it be this than people are getting hurt, but it's like, you know, it sucks that this is a situation that happens, that someone's going to say, in the climate we live in, when we all feel like we're at risk on campus, not a lot of students necessarily feel like they're super safe at campuses, and they're going to pull a trick like this. It was super frustrating.
I can imagine. Northern Library is expected to open at 7:30 this morning. Colorado is one of several states that has enacted tougher laws against swatting.
Well, most of Denver City employees are working a shortened schedule this week. Friday is the first of several mandatory furlough days, which the city is using to deal with its budget deficit. About 9,000 city employees are going to have furlough days over the next few months. Workers with the lowest salaries will take 2 days, and the highest earners will have to take 7 furlough days. Most public safety employees, police and fire, will not be included in these furloughs. Some of the most obvious impacts will be to the city's waste collection. There won't be compost pickup this week. It'll be back next week on 1-day delay due to the Labor Day holiday.
Some Pueblo City Council members want to get rid of the mayor's office altogether. Mayor Heather Graham doesn't love that idea. City Council plans to vote on whether to ask voters if they want to go back to a council manager form of government that would eliminate the mayor's office and replace it with a city manager chosen by the council, not voters. Council member Roger Gomez is behind the ordinance. He is a vocal critic of Mayor Heather Graham. He says she is unqualified. He wants council to have hiring and firing power over a city manager instead. Critics on council worry that would create instability.
It's crucial we'll be able to follow the charge and will of the electorate that will authorize the city council to terminate the appointed city manager if and should it become warranted.
I literally can't imagine having a city manager turnover every 6 months, every year. That I think would be detrimental to the continuity of the city, to the city's growth.
The mayor vetoed a previous attempt to put this on the ballot. She says Pueblo ditched the old council manager system back in 2017 because city council was a mess. If council overrides her veto, the ordinance will be on the November ballot.
Well, recent rainfall is helping firefighters gain ground on wildfires burning on the western slope. As of this morning, the Derby fire has burned more than 5,300 acres, or about 8 square miles, in a remote area of Eagle County. Firefighters have defended more than 500 buildings from burning. The Garfield County and Eagle County Sheriff's offices have also downgraded some evacuations to pre-evacuation status. However, the Derby fire is still uncontained after lightning sparked it more than a week ago. Still, officials are concerned about flash flooding with rain expected in the area this week. The Lee fire is now the 4th largest fire in Colorado's history. As of this morning, it's burned more than 138,000 acres in Rio Blanco County. And that surpasses the size of the Hayman fire, which burned southwest of Denver back in 2002. The Lee fire is now 90% contained.
And while rain is a good thing to help with drought conditions, firefighting efforts, the Lee fire, actually the burn scar in Rio Blanco County, we had a storm roll through, bring in some widespread rain. The National Weather Service has let the flash flood warning there over the burn scar expire, but we are seeing some rain roll in, and we'll continue to introduce the chance for wet weather here across the state over the coming days. I'll take you through the full forecast coming up in just a few.
Katie, thank you. In the last few minutes, we just got an update from Aurora Police about this crash that we have been talking about this morning. So to get you up to speed, if you're just joining us, we've been following lane closures, but we're now getting an update that per Aurora Police Department, eastbound 6th Avenue, and I have a typo there, I'll fix that, but eastbound 6th Avenue is actually closed at Potomac Street. It was an auto pedestrian crash. We do know that someone was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. We do know that the driver stayed on scene. Right now, Aurora Police say they do not know when things are going to reopen in this area. So if you need to travel into Aurora, Alameda Avenue or Colfax Avenue are going to be good workaround options.